Okay. Been live for this much time. No drop frames. Feels good. Oh, the game's kind of quiet. Can this ad just fuck off? Jesus Christ. Keep it over here. That's fine. Okay, sweet. This is showing up. Sweet. I have the ad over here. I can stand to make it even louder, but I can turn that down over here. I'll just post this over here. No. Oh wait, are my buttons not right? Oh, they're not. Okay, so I'm gonna fix that. Start. That. I should message Mollie. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Get Twitch back on. Phone. No. Game. Whatever. I can let it rock. One's on. Ba, 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 ba. Can I just say I love my silent buttons? I'm a big fan. Massive fan, Reno. Sweet. That should be alright. Well, this should be fine. I'll just go to P1 again. I'll pick Fisherman because Fisherman's cool. Otherwise it's freezing like that. Okay, and for training dummy, I'll pick screw it, let's just pick Shadow, why not? I can save the screenshot. I know it's freezing like this. Where do you have anything else? Right in the front. So SP2. No, it's just SP2 over here. No! Should I just say the other safe state? Jesus Christ. That's becoming annoying now. Okay. Save it over here. And just check the game speed just in case. Turbo 3, that's fine. Let's go to 63 then. We should also set cheats up so it makes it a lot easier. Infinite time, infinite energy, maximum power for energy, blah, return to prime menu, and there we go. That is becoming actually really annoying. I just read that all exists. Actually, I should probably pick another different characters. So I want someone with a knockdown. That would be cool. Let's pick Gallon. I might have to restart this emulator if this is actually... Okay, I might restarting the emulator. This is so frustrating. Okay, I can make this go away. I'm still alive, so that's all Gucci. I don't know what's... Yeah, okay. F1. Our buttons are working fine. Let's pick Dimitri, Fisherman, and Gallon. I said Gallon even though his name says Talbane because... Jesus Christ. I don't know why this is happening. If this is happening, I'll go to Shmup name. If this is happening even more, I'll go to Shmup name. I'm going to Shmup name, screw it. Shmup name, help me. At least Shmup name won't let me down by lagging. Oh, why did it not full screen? Okay. No, I don't want Alpha 3. I want Visa. Let's unfull screen. Oh, let me Enable preview. Game showing up. Game's not showing up. Let's fix that. Properties. There we go. Hopefully it shows up. Sweet, game showing up. That's cool. Okay, sweetness. Alrighty. Oh yeah, cause this doesn't have save states the same way. Put some money. Okay, I don't need to put money. I need to pause though. There we go. Give buttons to 2p. No, this one. Oh jeez, whatever. Sorry it's taking a long time. I didn't expect it to lag like that. That's incredibly frustrating that it does. I was hoping I'd be up and ready to go as soon as I got on here, but I guess I'm not allowed to be. Oh, this means I don't even have, oh, whatever. I can figure out a way. Should be fine. Control P and pause. Let's pick fisherman for me, and let's pick gallon. One thing is, where is save states? Save state, control 7 and F7 and shift. Okay, sorry. Why is it happening here too? Does this MAME not like being streamed or whatever? Save. Okay, sweet. So we're Gucci, hopefully. Sweet, game showing up over there. So this is Vampire Savior. This is a 2D fighting game that released in Japanese arcades, or just arcades in general, I guess, in November of 1997. So the game's like 10 months younger than me, which, you know, it is what it is. Let's go over here. So this game is a Capcom game. It has 6 buttons. It has light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. Bisherman has Capcom old Capcom syndrome, where a bunch of his buttons look the same because they didn't want to make new sprites, but they have different hitboxes, which makes me sad. I should probably just be using regular MAME, but I'm too annoyed at this point to go back because I can like show hitboxes and whatnot on that and have frame by frame. It's really cool and has a lot of different things. Whatever. I can just show things over here. So, Vampire Savior is 6-button game, like I said. It's got back walking and forward walking. It's got blocking like Capcom games. You just hold back or down back to block, hold back to block highs, down back to block lows. A lot of the other things are really different. So, let me just hit him. I can just pause. Does my mouse show up? I should probably let my mouse show up. Properties. Capture cursor, there we go. Is my mouse showing up? Is my mouse showing up? Is my mouse showing up? I can't see my mouse. I guess it'll take like 30 seconds for the stream to show up. Oh, there we go, sweet. So my mouse is showing up, and you see that bit of flashing white life on Talbane's life bar. That is recoverable life. This recoverable life is life that if he is not being hit, he can get this life back. So, like Marvel style games, there's recoverable life, but since there's no like way to tag out or whatever, you can gain that life back by like attacking. So, normally speaking, if, you know, Bisherman is just doing his things, he can, you know, do a bunch of damage and kill you in like 5 chains. And Talbane is dead. And when rounds end, it's not like rounds in other fighting games, it's more like stocks in Smash. So you just lost your stock, and now you just recover again and you fight immediately, which is really cool. But if I have some life on me, if he takes my life, some of my life, I should do it like this. So I've done some damage to Talbane, and then now he's going to hit me and keep hitting me. I have ghosting issues. And just kill me. Jesus Christ, that's actually incredibly annoying. Okay, sweet. So, as you saw, Talbane doesn't get any of his life back, so it's pretty much like stocks in the sense that you don't like get any life back as you win the round. So that's really cool and really important to know because it adds to the fast pace of the game and it reduces the ability to get life back without attacking, which I think is really cool and really unique. But that's basically how life works in this game. I'll go back to the start. Oh yeah, this game has taunts because old Capcom game. Taunt. So I have taunts and he has taunts and it's pretty cool. You have 14 taunts in a game. After that, you don't get to use taunts anymore, which is a really cool tidbit. Nobody needs to know. But in this game, you can chain your attacks, so you can go light, medium, heavy. So what I'm doing here is, you can actually go from like light punch to light kick. So you can go light punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy punch, or heavy kick. Can you get heavy punch? Oh yeah, with Bismarck you can. With some characters you can't. Actually, no, with everybody you can. So you can go from light punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. So you can chain any buttons between the two. So you can go. I just did light punch. I did crouching light kick, crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick, crouching heavy kick. You can go from crouching to standing. You can go. I just did crouch, standing, medium punch, and a chain there. That's cool. Bismarck has different kinds of buttons. It's really unique and they're really cool. It's one of the characters I know not that much about, but he's very simple. So I still feel okay explaining it. His crushing medium kick hits twice like that, so you can cancel the first hit or you can just cancel the second hit. Doesn't really matter too much. So this is me canceling the second hit. This is me canceling the first hit. And I just swapped my buttons out to silent buttons, so you can't really hear it, but you have to dial your chains pretty early, so you can go. I don't know if you heard that, but you have to dial them in really early. You can't really wait. In that case, I guess you can't wait because it like links or something. So like that. So you like kind of like that. You can kind of like delay it a little bit. So that's the basic of chaining in this game. But it's just chains, basic movement. Oh yeah, everybody has dashes. Everybody's dash is really unique. Everybody has a basic backdash. Everybody has a basic forward dash. So my forward dash with Bismarck is just hit a button and you dash, like you dash and you hit a button and you like keep dashing as you hit the button. So you can keep sliding in their DMs as you hit their hit your thing like or whatever. It's really good for his pressure, which I'll get to in a little bit. As I go through this, I'll go over some of the characters as well, the characters that you find interesting. But that's Bismarck's dash, which is it's unique to Bismarck. You input that the same. Oh, the dashes, yeah. So forward to dash, back to back dash. There's no crazy dashes or anything in this game. Talbane's dash, the same thing. It's completely different. It's a hop. It's a short hop. So you can hit buttons during your hop and you get overheads. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. So you can link if you're good, which I'm not with Talbane. But the point is you can link off that, and that's like in the overhead. Some characters have that sort of dash. Characters that would have sort of dash are Talbane, obviously. Felicia has that kind of dash, and Sasquatch has that kind of dash. Kind of. He can shorten his dash and get a short hop. Ariel, that is a very very scary overhead. Leads to a buttload of damage in the same situation. But I'll get to them in a little bit. So there's a bunch of tower dashes. You'll find some dashes like Dimitri's where he'll go invincible during part of the dash, which is really cool. But everybody has their own kind of dash, and if you go over that character, you'll go over what movement options do they have. A lot of characters have. You can also chain in the air, so you can chain like that. Same chain principles apply. You have to just hit the button, all those sort of things. You can block in the air if you. This is going to be hard to show, but you can block in the air if they're doing aerials. If they're doing ground-based attacks, you cannot block in the air. So it's a very Capcom way to do it. I honestly feel like he's going to main. It's a smart main, but whatever. So you can like chain like that in the air. And one of the things that happens in this game a lot is people, because blockstone in the air is really short, you basically have to predict if your opponent is going to do 1 hit in the air or 2 hits in the air. Like if you, like chicken blocking is pretty good in this game. So chicken blocking is if you block something in the air and you land and you try to punish. That's chicken blocking. If you chicken block something, like if say Talbane is going to do a jump in on me as Bisherman, and I go, I don't really have good ground attacks to beat it. This is really slow. This is kind of whack. This is not really that good. Yeah, this is what it is. He doesn't really have any good crouching fierce anti or anything like that. So what he would be thinking is, I want to jump back and kind of block it, and then hit him as he lands. But then I have to think about if he's going to do 1 button or 2 buttons or 3 buttons in his chain. So if I predict he's going to do 1, then I can block the first one and then just mash my button out the second one, or like mash my button so I hit him after the recovery of the first one. But then he can chain to the second one and then just hit me anyway. Because of that, it makes it a real interesting mix-up. And some characters like Rico, aka Allbath, aka Fish, have really strong mix-ups like that. Sasquatch has that pretty well as well. Sasquatch is my main character. I should have shown Sasquatch, but Bisherman is a lot easier. He has different kinds of controls and everything. That are really neat and interesting. So there's that. There's air throws. Oh yeah, there's ground throws. Ground throws are done by doing forward, like old Capcom game. You do forward and heavy punch, or forward and medium punch. Some characters have medium kick throws. Bisherman does not. What characters have medium kick throws in this game? Oh yeah, Talbane has a heavy kick throw, so like he can do it with heavy kick. That's his heavy kick, but he can just walk up and throw you with his heavy kick, or he gets that. So some characters have kick throws. Everybody has a punch throw, so useful information to know for throwing. Throwing, you can just crouch and just hit a button and then you tick it, like the same button as the throw. Well, you don't have to hit like the same button, but you have to hit a throw to tick it. But tech window is really small, and a bunch of times characters are still advantageous as you tick. So let me try to set this up real quick. This is gonna be hard because I'm gonna have to use my keyboard and my stick. So there's a ticket like that. I still took some damage, but I'm standing on my feet now. But Talbane is one of the characters who's really good, even when he sees a tech hit or a throw tech, because he can just keep hitting heavy kick and throw again. And even though you're standing, he's advantageous as you land, compared to the characters like Rico, who doesn't really have that. But it doesn't matter too much. So some characters, like different characters, have different situations after they throw tech. So that's the premise of throws in this game. If there's anything that I'm kind of rushing over or anything that's confusing, let me know. But after that, I guess I can kind of go into the ground-based mix-up. So, because every character has like some sort of chain to sweep, except for like Jetta. Chaining to sweep is really... Jeez, go away. IP address conflict, I don't have time for this. So, you can do a stringity sweep, and then they're knocked down. And in Vampire Savior, you can tech roll to the left or the right as you land to kind of get up a bit earlier. Let me try to see if I can. Let me see if I can set that up. Ah, jeez, it's gonna be hard. Ah, jeez. What I'm doing right now is I'm hitting the buttons with my keyboard because I have Talbane on the keyboard. And then I'm trying to tech it with Bisherman. And then I can tech left like that, or I can tech right like that. Oh jeez. I can tech right like that. So, different characters have different tech timings, different tech durations, different tech distances. Back rolls, I think, generally are bigger than forward techs, but that's not particularly relevant outside of some instances. But the point is that as soon as you get knocked down, you have the ability to tech left or right. So you can still keep pressure on with a lot of characters by doing what's called a pursuit. So as soon as you do your chain and they get knocked down, you hit up and any button, I think. I think it's any button. I think it might be any punch. Is that any punch? There you go. So it's any button. So you hit up and any button at the same time, and you just teleport to where they got knocked down. And then if they're on the ground, you just hit them. And if they're not on the ground, this is gonna be really hard to show. Jeez, how do I do this? What I can do is... Oh jeez. This is gonna be hard to show. But actually, you know what? I'm just gonna maim. Screw it. I think it got better. It's not gonna be as laggy. I believe. Let's go F3. And I have a Lua script to set me up. Macro. Go. Okay, sweet. No, okay. Sweet. My buttons are working, everything's working, sweet. And control 1. Control 1? Oh, I have the wrong, oops. F11, pause, where's pause? Pause there. Pause. Or F11. There we go, pause. I have to change my script. Just give me a minute. I didn't expect my script to be different. So basically what I'm doing is I'm writing scripts that input whatever inputs I want them to do, which is a lot easier than any training mode will ever make it, which is really cool. But, you know, that's not the point. Okay, I have to get closer. I forgot about that too. Hold forward, wait for 20 frames, let go forward, and then let string, and then let go. That should be what it is. That should be what I need. Sweet. So I can tech roll like that, and I should actually set up a thing as well. Wait 20, up and 1, up 2, up 3, up 4, up 5, up 6. Let's see if that's good enough. Control 1. Oh, that hits my tech roll. That's kind of sweet, there you go. So, our screen is... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, oopsie. It's because I changed the thingy. There you go. Should be fine now. There we go. Sweet. And then as soon as I do that, it forces. Oh, no, I wasn't intentionally trying to hide. I was just a... Because when I switched to MAME, from shmup MAME to MAME, I forgot to... when I switched from MAME to shmup MAME, I had to check what the OBS was catching and all that. OBS is weird. But anyway, the point what I was trying to make was that, before I forgot entirely that I wasn't showing the screen, is you can tech roll. This seems kind of bugged, I guess? That's weird. I don't even know that was a thing. But basically, Bishaman can tech roll away, but then because of Talbane just pursuing to Bishaman's location, he can kind of quote-unquote tech chase. He can react to what tech you do and then go for a mix-up with his really good dash into mix-up, dash into buttons for his overheads and whatnot. So that's really cool. That's the basic premise of it. I can show with Sasquatch. Sasquatch is really deep and fun and unique and whatnot. But you know what? Let me just pick Sasquatch. Gotta pick the wrong color. Oh yeah, in this game you can pick colors based on what buttons you press, so that's really cool. I'll go to Ishmael over here. Actually, I'll go to Talbane. Okay, I'll stick with Talbane. Also, this game is really nuts, where if you immediately, like, I can show how early you can hit buttons, which is, I find really fun. As soon as, like, even before the fight goes away, I can still, like, hit buttons. Like, as soon, like, the fight showed up, and I was actionable. So that's really neat. But that's not the point, really. The point is, Talbane can do the string, and I can take away. It hits my take away. That's really cheap. Kick's ridiculous. Right, actually, they could do that. That's nuts. learning something new every day. But anyway, actually I should pause this, and wait for like, 40 frames, and then up, one, two, hold forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just copy this, just mash this every time. Okay, should be Gucci now. So I can kind of see, like, as he texts, stop hitting, Jesus Christ, so many buttons. Okay. Oh, I forgot to take off from advance. So I can see where he's ticking. I'm not showing a very good example of this, actually, right now. Actually, let me try that. For real. No. Ah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. I'm rusty in this game for a bit. But the point is, as soon as I do the pursuit, I can react to where he ticked and then go for a short hop or go for a button, anything like that. So that lets me cover as soon as he like gets hit, and then when he gets knocked down, there's a 50-50 almost, sort of, where I should stop him from doing things. So as he gets knocked down, there's a 50-50 of if he's going to tick or he's not going to tick. There are some ways that you can cover both options, but basically the premise is if he's going to not tick, he's going to get up in the same place at the same time. There's no mixing up your timing like there is in Smash. So if I read that, I can, get over there and I'm right next to him and I can do whatever mix-up I want. I can do a throw, I can go for my low, I can go for my overhead, I can go for this quick overhead. Oh, geez, stop. No. Or if I know he's going to tick, I don't care about which direction he's going to tick. I'm just going to tick and then I'm going to pursuit. I'm going to tick and I'm going to do a pursuit. I'm going to do pursuit. I can... Jesus Christ. I'm so bad. I can do a pursuit. Oh my god. I can do a pursuit. I can do a lot earlier than I think it is. And if he ticks either way, I can just react and do an overhead right away. Like, do a short hop aerial. So he has to, like, deal with the mix-up all over again. The defensive counterplay to that is if they think that I think that they're going to not tick, and I do the dash to get close, they can tick away and they're mostly free from the mix-up. But then I've gained screen positioning, So like if they tick away at this point, I still am like over here-ish. So it's like no, I'm not doing great, but it's it's fine. So like I would be like over here, but that wouldn't have as much frame advantage as I would if I just went for a pursuit and then try to tech chase. Because there's more time spent for me getting over there. Why is the thing freaking out? Anyway. Whereas if I think that they're going to tick and I do the pursuit, and if they don't pursuit, they can tick roll as I hit the pursuit, and then we're back to neutral. I should probably show this with an example. I should show this with an example. Wait. Forward, wait, 20. Go forward. Hold down. 1, 2, 5, 6. Wait 20. Star. Wait 20. Up. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up. And then wait 20 and star. So the mix-up is that if he's going to do that, like as he knocks me down, I go, okay, he's going to pursuit me to catch my tick, and then I don't tick, and then as he hits me, and then we go back to neutral like that. We're basically full screen. We're just back to neutral. Whereas if he tries to, whereas if he reads me, let me turn that. That still hits my back roll. That's actually really dumb. Whereas if he doesn't, he gets to recover before I do, and now he gets to do a short hop. He gets to do his dash pressure and then dash pressure, and then like throw and whatnot. Talbane's pressure is kind of unique. I'll go over that once I start going over characters. And me reprogram this. Wait 20, forward, wait forward, wait 10, yes. Okay, that I need to wait a lot more. 40, I guess. So like that, and like if he reads that I'm not going to take, he can go for a air attack like that. But if I take away, then we're like, he kind of recovers. It's kind of awkward because character specifics make this kind of weird and janky. But I can take in, and then we basically, you know, from here we're back to neutral for the most part. So it's basically just reading a lot of text and getting punishes like that and getting your pressure going. Because combos in Vampire Savior are not very long. Your basic BNB with like Sasquatch would be just this. And then, you know, you go your pursuit and you go back to your thingy. I should probably explain meter. Or like if you want to do something cool. Sweet. Like that would be my, you know, link combo, but links aren't, for Sasquatch, links aren't that useful. For some characters they're really useful. But basically the point is, as you do, you know, your pressure, you have to basically read if they're going to take a certain way, if they're not going to take a certain way. Some characters like Sasquatch are incredibly good at just catching text whichever way you go, and have like really good options to cover whichever way and just keep going for their mix-ups. And Sasquatch also has a command grab, by the way, into a full combo, which is kind of Makoto-esque. And then, you know, I just kill him. Feels bad. F3. I don't know. Let me try to land a combo. Ah, Jesus. Okay. I just want to land a combo. Is it too much to ask? Jesus. I can never do things on stream. Anyway, whatever. The point is, you can get combos off that, which is really good. Sasquatch is really strong. But that's the general premise of the knockdown game. Is as you get knocked down, you have to like quickly think if I'm going to take a certain way, if I'm not going to take a certain way. As soon as I get up, what can I do? There's very little characters that actually have uppercuts in this game. So defenses, I should actually probably go over defense as soon as I go over meter as well. Like I should probably do that like I should go over meter for a bit and then I can go for defense, which is because defense in V7 is really important and really difficult, but it's really important that you're good at it because it'll help you get back to offense. But basically, that's the basic premise of the knockdown game in Vampire. Yeah, very reads based. The thing it's very like you get the knockdown and then you like get the hit and then you go for more mix up. The thing is that if you get like with Sasquatch at least, if you get like 3 hits, if you get like 3 to 4 mix-ups in like one stock in a row, you basically won. So like you need 4 tech chases to take one stock, and then you need to take 4 more to take the other stock, and you win. So that's really, really strong. Of course, if you let them go during the time, and if they go back to neutral, they can get some life back, and then you have to, you know, chase them down for like a few more mix-ups. But you know, it doesn't really matter too much, because the ability to just keep going during your mix-up is incredibly strong. And I should probably... that's this taunt, by the way. It's really cute. Set infinite time. Maximum power, infinite energy. Maximum power, infinite energy. And we should be Gucci. Sweet. That's the basic premise of the knockdown game. I don't know if that, like, makes a lot of sense or not. Hopefully I've explained it well enough to where I can just go into the meter game now. So the meter game in this game is really unique compared to a lot of Capcom games. You can see down the bottom over here, I guess. Oh, my mouse was on the screen over there. That's kind of whack. But you can see like 99 over here. That's basically like the amount of meters you can save. And the more you do, you still keep building more meter for yourself. So like you can keep saving it. So you can have like 5 stocks of meter at one point or anything like that. And you can spend the stocks by doing a ES move, which is because I have a special move like this with my kick over here. I don't know how he's spinning his kick, but you know, weird game. He can spin meter on it by hitting 2 kicks, because this is a Dragon Punch with kick motion, and he can spend 1 meter and do a Dragon Punch with kick EX. Does a lot more damage. I've set the life and damage. I set the life and meter to full. I should probably not do that. Let's see what happens here. Like regularly, this kick does only this much, and I can just go over here. This is only this much. If I do the EX one, it does a big chunk as soon as the game starts loading. There's a big chunk, so you can like do combos, and you can do combos that actually work. Jesus. Basically, combos into that do a lot of damage. I'm not gonna sit here trying to show a combo. So like that combo can do 50%. It's really dumb. Or like 40-ish%. I don't know. But that's the basic. That's one way of using meter. Another way of using meter is by using it on supers, which Sasquatch doesn't have very good supers, but some characters have really good supers. This is I'm a fire in my laser super. This is my really janky, unblockable on the ground super. Some characters have better supers, like Talbane has Moment Slice, which is that is his Moment Slice. It's pretty good. So some supers in this game have really awkward motions. Like Talbane's super is not done by doing a super motion, like my Fire and my Laser, but it's done by hitting light punch, medium punch, forward, light kick, medium kick. So kind of like how Raging Demons work in Street Fighter, except like that's a bunch of motions in this game. So with Talbane, I'm doing medium kick, light punch, medium punch, forward, light kick, medium kick. So like that. It didn't combo, but trust me. There we go. It comboed. So you can combo into your super move like that, which is really cool. And normally, I forgot to mention this. You can't cancel your chain if you've done. You can't cancel if you're done the chain. You have to do a link. Like the link over here, like the light punch and the medium punch link. This link. Like that link. But if you have that kind of input super or button super, I don't know like what the technical term is, you can just chain into it. So you can do with like Lele, you can do Tenreja with that input, which I can just show right now because I want to try different characters. So I'll keep showing you different characters as much as possible so I can show other characters as well. So Tenreja in this game is done by light kick, heavy kick, medium punch, up. Which you can see in my inputs down at the bottom over here. Sorry, down at the bottom over here, you can see me doing the inputs. So I assume you see me do Tenreja. If you want to do it in a combo, so you can do it like that. You can do. I kind of messed that up. There you go. You can combo into Tenreja like that. It's actually not that hard. You just get used to inputting things as just one big string instead of thinking of it as, oh, I have to combo this move into this button super. So that's pretty good. I can just go. I just start showing characters at this point. But what characters should I show? Morrigan obviously comes from this game, but Morrigan's actually not very good. This character's really good. This character's alright. This character, Morgan and Lilith, obviously, doujin material, but it is what it is. Felicia, obviously, also quite doujin material. Bonnie Hood, quite a wholesome woman, or whichever way it goes. I guess I'll show Dimitri, the edge lord of this game, or this Jedi, but Dimitri's also quite an edge lord. So we'll go with these two characters for now. After that, if you see somebody interesting, you can let me know. I can go over that character in some detail. And time to show some of the defensive tactics in this game, which there are a lot of, and they're all very unique and really fun. Okay. That should be fine. Oh, I see what I did. B3. Hold down. Sweet. Press dot and it gets rid of the tracking thing on the top. Oh my god! You're a... Oh my god. I didn't actually know you could do that. That's nuts. Thank you very much, buddy. But, yeah. I just kept it there for no real reason. I don't know why. But that's really useful. Thank you. Anyway, the basics of defense in this game is there's push blocking and there's guard cancels, which every character has, and as soon as this game stops freezing, it's all very like fun and kind of weird in the way it works. So the premise of push blocking is you have to get between 3 to 6 buttons during block stun, and I'll show how to do, like, if you look at my input down the bottom, I can kind of show a push block. I can show a push block. I can show a push block. There you go. There's me doing a push block. And there's me getting hit during a push block. So, oh jeez. Jesus. So what I did was, as soon as Jeddah hit me with crouching medium punch, I immediately just mashed a few buttons because that's how I push block. And the premise is you want to have between 3 to 6 button presses during your block stun to attempt to get a push block out. It's kind of random in the way it works. If you have only 3 inputs, what technique do I use? I just mash the buttons. I don't have pianos. I used to do piano, but piano was really slow for me. So I just gave up and I was just like, I'll just mash. Oftentimes I get Dark Force and then I'm Gucci because I play Sasquatch and I get hooked up. But most of the time it's not very good, I think. I should probably use the other one. I should probably use like an actual piano input, but... what was I doing? So I do that, and then you know, he can do things, whatever. That's one way of push blocking, and the thing of push block is you want to push them away so you go back to neutral. It's kind of there's nothing like that in Smash, really. It's kind of like a power shield, but not really. You know, I mean, it's more like push blocks from like Marvel, but except like a lot more complicated in the way you do it. So it's really cool when you compare it to Third Strike. Yeah, I wish there was push blocking in Third Strike. I'd be able to push block Chun-Li away. That'd be cool. So I don't have to deal with their garbage. Yeah. Or push block like a Urian or a Yan out. That'd be swell. In this, it's very cool if you can strike a parry is 1 frame. In this you get 13 frames, but the input takes until 11. Yeah, I mean, ideally, like TAS World, TAS World, you'll get like 6 frames. You gotta push block out, but yeah. The push block thing in this game is really fun and kind of weird. I should probably not show this with Jeddah. I should probably show this with another character. I should show this with... I should show this in Rico mirrors, because those are really fun. And... I should set this over here. And basically, so if he knocks me down, which he can do with... down 4, wait, 5, 5, 6. Let's see if this works. Oh, that didn't work. Wait, 10, I guess. Okay, sweet. So that works, and it's slightly not delayed. Just wait 50 frames. Sweet. So that's set up perfectly. I'm not going to tech roll or anything, just make it really easy for me. But basically, as soon as you knock me down, assume that they got the mix up right or whatever on me. And then I block this and I go, oh geez, I want to get them. He does a meaty on me. The standard recoil meaty would be with dashing medium punch because he gets the 2 hits and is hella plus on block. I blocked during the thingy, which I didn't want to do. But that's really easy to push block, so I can just, as soon as I see it, I just push block him away and I'm Gucci. But then he goes, you know what, he's push blocking out of a mix-up. What can I do? There's a few things that the offensive recoil can do. The offensive recoil can mix up his timing to bait out early push blocks. Because a lot of people in this game, like, they don't push block on reaction because it's hard to do. So they'll push block, like, with delayed... Oh, jeez. So they're like, as soon as they expect themselves to get hit, they'll do a push block. This is not done very well. I should do 50, and then set this to 15. That should be fine. So like, if I was expecting myself to get hit a lot earlier, but because I didn't, I got a Dark Force because I was inputting something, which is really cool. That's one way to bait a push block. Another way to bait a push block, because if with this button, it's really easy to reaction push block it because it's 2 hits and it's kind of long. So Rico can just do a dashing light punch instead. And that's a lot harder to push block. I have to basically just guess. And if he delays it even by a few frames, which he can do so like this, and I know he's delaying it, but I'll still need to play along. And I go, oh no, I mean, okay, let me show it in a way that actually works. And then I got hit because I was expecting myself to get put into block stun a lot earlier. I mean, like 2 frames, But by mixing up your timing by 2 frames, if someone is not very good at push blocking on reaction, they can get hit, and then you can mix them up, and then you can get a combo and whatever. And with Rico, you get a bunch of other stuff. Hopefully that made sense. Like, those are the 2 ways to like bait push blocks. But push blocking is a very strong tactic in Vampire Savior, but being able to beat it is incredibly strong and really useful. Oh, by the way, Camero, I think, you're not Ben Camero, are you? I don't know. But, I'm showing my friend basically the premise of Vampire Savior and the different basics of the game. So, I mean, it's like super low level stuff, but yeah. Hopefully that made sense. So, I don't think I'm missing much of anything. Trying to think. Am I missing much about push blocking? So the ultimate setup is to push block. So the ultimate setup to push block on reaction perfectly, yes. But see, the thing is, like, if you're looking to just push block everything on reaction, which some people at high level can, they can just see a jab and they just push block it, which is really strong. But if you're just looking for the jab, it's really easy to just walk up and just throw you, And throws in this game, everybody has really strong throws. Everybody, for the most part, has a workable command grab. With Rico, you have one of these, and you have one of these if you need it. So everybody has ways. So everybody's mix-up in this game is incredibly strong in terms of dealing with the universal defensive options, because you can just block and wake up. That's cool. And you can look to push block, but then if you're looking to push block, I can just throw you, or I can do a stagger chain, which is, push blocking out of staggers. Make sure you start your push block off a jab because that's faster everything. Yes, that's a good point. Most people, when they start doing their push block, they go from left to right. So if you can see my input over here, like over here, they start from left to right. I'm lazy as hell. I go right to left. And so I often get Dark Force like that, but I'm really lazy and bad, so I get away with it. But the ideal way of doing it is like that. So you do it something like that, But the point is you gotta practice, because it's not a very easy technique, especially just do. Takes a lot of time to get used to doing it. But if you're like me, once you get used to push blocking in Vampire, you just get used to push blocking in every game, and you get messed up for it. Also, yeah, that's a good point. That's the thing I didn't want to go over because it's kind of awkward. So, The way push block works is kind of random. You need at least 3 presses, I think, to get 50% chance of getting a push block. And then more buttons will make it more successful for your push block attempt, because the game essentially RNGs the push block. What input will provide you the push block, but the basics are, at least if you get 5 inputs in your push block buttons, you're fine. But let's say I'm doing a push block with a piano, and because I'm, I am what I am, I push block from right to left. Actually, let me just go with left to right. So if I start with, say I start with medium punch, medium kick, light punch, medium punch, heavy kick. Say that's my push block attempt. My first 2 buttons, medium kick, light kick, will not give me anything, because they won't provide a push block. If I get a push block at the light punch, I will get the shortest push block distance. If I get it on the medium punch, I'll get a bit more push block distance. If I get it on the heavies, I'll get the most push block distance. So, with what button initiated the push block can change how much pushback happens because of the push block. It's kind of awkward, and it doesn't really come into effect until you're really, really, really good. The basis is you just want to try to get the heavy push block as much as possible, and if you don't get it, it is what it is, whatever. It's kind of random and it's kind of weird, and at higher level there's a lot of baits surrounding it, where you want to get the light push block so you can get your own button out, or if you want the heavy one out so they can't get their button or whatever. It's kind of weird. It's the only game that uses it. Yeah, it's is there any other game that has push block that has different distances? I can't think of anything. Marvel games don't have that. Skullgirls doesn't have that. What are all the games that push block? Guilty Gear is FD. Guilty Gear doesn't do that. So yeah, it is the only game that does that. And I think the push block the way that push block happens in this game, it's really unique and really fun for this game. I would not do it in any other game. If I was making a game, I would not do that. But it's really lit, so it is what it is. Because it makes it so that you have to be really on point to push block. And that's pretty much push blocking. There's nothing really much else to talk about it. Unless I'm forgetting anything else now, which I shouldn't be. I can just go over guard cancels now, because they are a lot simpler to explain. You just do a guard cancel and it happens. No random guard cancel or whatever. I can't think of anything. I'll just go over guard cancels. Screw it. So guard cancels, they're really interesting. Let me do one. There we go. And this sucks. This is a shitty guard cancel, because Rico's guard cancel is kind of bad. But you have to do everybody has a guard cancel. Guard cancels, I don't think they cost any meter. Let me check. Oh, how can I check if I have infinite meter? Sweet, that should be fine. Let me spend some meter over here. I can't spend meter? Jesus Christ. Anyway, the point is, I'm pretty sure guard cancels do not cost meter, unless Camero wants to correct me and say, oh no, you're full of shit. This is more you trying to bait out with delayed chains, right? Yeah, you can bait or push blocks with delayed chains as well. People do that all the time. So but guard cancel and push blocks are both kind of weak against delayed chains. Some characters push block is really good. Some characters all they have is push block. Like Rico's guard cancel is kind of whack. It's kind of slow and kind of bad, especially the EX one. And Icarus is EX only push block. Yeah, probably. And Icarus is, we don't talk about the character. And Icarus is kind of whack. But basically, to input a guard cancel, you have to do a dragon punch motion with a kick or a punch, depends on the character. Some characters have kick, some characters have punch. Sasquatch and Rico have kicks. Dimitri has a punch because it's part of his uppercut. What other characters? I can't think of any characters. I don't know. What the point is, your character has a guard cancel with a kick or a punch, depends on your character. Doesn't really matter too much. You have to get it in your hit stop. So hit stop, if you're not aware, is when a hit happens, the game kind of freezes for a bit to show the impact, like oof. Like if you show if you see like this button, it kind of finishes quickly. Whereas if it hits, you go top top. You know, you see the little bit of the hit freeze. You have to get that input out during that hit freeze to get a guard cancel. And the game's freezing again. I really wish there was a better fix for this. So basically, that's the premise of a guard cancel. And if you can get your input out in that time, you will do a guard cancel, and you would cancel your block stun into your specific move that you have. Some characters have good ones, some characters have bad ones. Most of them are pretty bad. Some of them are alright. None of them are really good. Like really, really good. Like some characters have really shitty ones. Like this character's over here, it's kind of whack. Lele's is kind of weirdly bad as well. It's really awkward. She has Senpubu, which is super slow. Trying to think of anything else. Push guard cancels. They're very simple. You can spend meter on your guard cancel and get a bit more damage. It's really cool. So you can do an EX1, which, you know, sucks in this instance. Doesn't matter too much. You can do a metered guard cancel or not metered guard cancel. Yeah, if people are doing like light, medium, heavy chains all the time on you, you just go, you know what, I'm sick of this, I'm just gonna guard cancel out of it. And it forces them to be more proactive with their chains and not doing them all the time. Because in VSAV it's really hard to confirm chains. You need like at least 3 hits to confirm a chain, and that 3 hits is very easy to reaction push block. You know, once you've seen 3 hits, it's pretty easy to just go push block or guard cancel. So it makes it so that you have to stick to more jabs, stick to more light kicks, like more dash and pressure with Rico out, dash up jab, crouching jab. Like every character has a bunch of stuff that works like that. Some characters don't have very good ones. Actually, no, whatever. Every character has decent ways of dealing with those sort of things. But it makes it so that you have to be a lot less brain dead on your offense, which is really cool. And I don't really think a lot of games, at least nowadays, have really strong ways of discouraging brainless offense. And that happened. Anything else about guard cancel? I should give them back in life. Sweet. Yeah, Sam would enjoy that a lot. It's really fun. It's really quick. It's really fast. Like, you have like 99 seconds on the clock. I've had rounds with Sasquatch that just end in 70. Like, just not even 70. Like 70, like, not even 70, like, I've killed somebody in like 20 seconds in this game. And they just die. Like, that's the round. Some games take longer to load than some quick Vampire Savior games do. So it's really lit. It's amazing. What do you get off of them typically? Like off guard cancels? Actually, no, yeah, you're right. The Capcom seconds, so they're like kind of slower. But the point is, like, Tekken 7 will be loading one match, and it'll finish loading a match, and a Vampire Savior match will be done in that time. You know, so it's a really, really quick game if it has to be. I'm not sure what you mean with that, Mollie. Like, a lot of guard cancels just kind of knock down. They don't really like give combos or anything. They just like give you a knockdown like that. Like, I can show the Rico one. I should actually set this to a proper chain that I can guard cancel. Let me see if I can do this. Sweet, that's the chain I can guard cancel. So like that, like I can get a knockdown out of it. Like you don't get a combo or anything, you know. Oh jeez, it's a really shitty guard cancel. Jesus Christ. So like that's what you get. You don't get like I don't know, like there's no like shine on a shield that gives you a full combo or whatever in this game. But yeah. I'm wondering if I'm forgetting anything else. I covered basic chains. I covered that you can't cancel out of your chain unless you do a command super. I covered the basic movement. I can go over some of the jumping mix-ups in this game. Because I actually have a way to show it now. Up, forward, go up, go forward. 5 should be fine. 1, no, 2 and 3. Wait, 5, 3. Yeah, I didn't show it. I covered it. I didn't really show it, which I can do right now. I should give it a bit of spacing. Wait 30. I can show it like this, which will be fine. I should actually go in the corner. Makes it really easy to show it. I should delay my button then. Wait, 10 should be fine. So, like that. If you're like defending in this game, especially in mid-screen, but it's a lot easier to show in the corner. Actually I should show it, set it to 7. That should be fine. Oh jeez. Jeez. So like that, right? Like if people are trying to pressure you, then they're trying to come back in. They'll do it like that. And if I predict that they'll do a 2-hit chain, I can try to punish it. Like I can try to punish it by not being an idiot. Wow, that actually hit them. Like that, you know? So because block stun in the air is really short, you can immediately just hit a button like as soon as you are finished blocking something, a lot quicker than you would think. That even extends to in the middle of chains at times. So if like, let me just set it to just one button. So if I predict that this recoil will just go for this one button, I'll just hit this button right away, and I'll get my own punish out. But then if he thinks that I think that he will only go for one button, he can go for 2 buttons, which I can show with this. Ah, jeez. And I'm go, okay, I blocked this one. Oh, I got hit because he did the second hit of the chain, which I didn't expect. So I got air reset out of my attempted punish on his air chain. It's kind of weird. It's kind of janky. You kind of just a lot of these things you actually like, especially this one, you kind of feel it out the way it works, and then you go, okay, that's what's happening. But a lot of characters, because there's air chaining in this game, like you can chain your buttons in the air, you can really create a lot of strings like that that are really strong. And so if I like, and that happened, I go, okay, this time I'm just gonna block those 2 hits, and then get like punish after the third one, like punish after the second one. They can do something like this. Oh jeez. Jeez, that really just hits it. Oh wow, that's not really working. Let me see if this works. Hey, wow, that actually gets hit. That's kind of whack. Let me hit a medium kick then. Like that, you know? If so, like those things can happen as well. And then if you, so like there's a bunch of mix-ups that happen because of this. And if at any point your opponent has landed before you have landed, especially if they're doing that sort of chain, they can do what is called a guard break, which is a lot different than you would think in any other game. Wait 5 and then hit 1. Oh jeez. Okay, I should wait a lot longer. 15. Oh, okay. I should probably wait even longer. Am I not waiting long enough? There you go. So there's if I predicted that the opponent would go for an even longer chain, which they can, I'm just setting it up like this because it's a lot easier for me to write this in the macro. But basically, like, there's a lot of mix-ups like that where you go, okay, if they're hitting too many chains, then you just kind of just block it out. But if they were doing not, like, if in this situation they did a, let me actually show this with two-hit chain. 7. So like, in this situation, let me think that, like, the last time they did a 3-hit chain, so I'm gonna wait after the 3 hits and then hit a button. But then if it did, like, oh jeez, that sucks. I should hit 3 here. Like that, you know? So if I predicted that he would do a 3-hit chain and I would hit my button after the 3rd hit, but they only did 2 and they landed before me, they can hit me out of the air and then they can get a mix-up. They can even get a cross under. That was not done well. Actually, I should reduce the time over here. Hold forward, wait, 16, let go forward. Like, they can even go for a cross under like that, which as soon as the game would start freezing. This is kind of the disjointed and not really that great of an explanation, I feel. I don't know, I could probably do better. But hopefully that made some sense. Hopefully that's useful to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense as to like how chicken blocking works. Of course, every character is an air throw as well, so if you're close enough, you can just go for an air throw. It also works. And predicting neutral jumps out of pressure with medium or heavy buttons or anything like that also works. It's really weird. That this part of the game is really awkward to explain properly without showing just a bunch of examples over and over and over that help make more sense. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. So it makes sense, don't worry. Okay, sweet. At this point I should probably go over characters because I don't think there's much else to cover about the game. There's the chains, there's air stuff. Air chains is cool. Buttons, combos, basic premise of combos. There's some links. Most of them are chains. Special moves. Oh, special move inputs are very Capcom-y. They're like quarter circle forward, fireball, uppercut, tatsu. Rico has sonic booms, which is cool. He has one of these. It's really cool. Sonic boom with kick. He has the dragon punch with kick like that. He has a backpack kick. It's kind of awkward, kind of whack. The emotions are quite similar. I showed the moment slice sort of stuff with the command supers, ES moves. Throw Hoey button OS. Yeah, I can show that as well. So like, it's probably good to show with Talbane. But basically, it's a part of how throws work in this game. Why zoning sucks in Visa? Yeah. Zoning's kind of whack. Whatever. But the point is, Talbane has a heavy kick. He has a heavy kick throw. If he gets up close, he has this heavy kick, which is a really cool heavy kick. It hits people out of the air, or like if they're close enough. So, if I do a throw, and I predict my opponent will stay on the ground, I can just hold forward and hit heavy kick, and it'll hit. You know, it'll grab them. But if they wanted to jump away, I would get a heavy kick, which I can show by oh jeez. That'll happen, which is, you know, that's cool. So characters like Talbane have really strong throw options, like that, which is part of throws. Really, it's like part of how throws work in Vampire. It's like if you get a throw, then you get another throw. Vampire, this character's cool because he has a command grab with heavy kick. He doesn't have a whiff animation. It's biggie brain. Then he has to do it again, and then he has to do it again. That's, I mean, at some part you have to read text as well. As soon as if they take the throw, then they just tech roll on the ground. You have to kind of read it, which way they'll go. Unless there's some options like that I'm not aware of, because I don't actually play Talbane very often. But that's basically the basic premise of it. bunch of characters have this. Sasquatch actually has one of these as well. Talmains is the most notable because he can do it in the middle of a command grab. So he can just do this, and he can just do this, and if you try to jump out, he'll get the heavy kick. And that's, you know, it is what it is. That's cool. But yeah, command grabs kind of work differently in terms of whiff animations, but I will not explain that. It is too complicated to go over in a stream without like actual things, whatever. I'm not. If Camero tells me to explain it, I will not explain it. I don't have time for this shit. Anyway, that's the basic throws. Throw us. Every character has different dashes. Talbane's dash is kind of weird. If I can get this link. There you go. That's our link. You can like, he can get an overhead at this range, or he can get crushing medium kick into ES. Oh, oh, oh! Summer proximity only, something you can do everywhere. Yeah. Camero, shut up. I'm not gonna explain it. it's really convoluted and kind of weird. The proximity check ones are super weird and wacky. They'll check like if you're in the air or whatever. It's you know, not worth explaining to somebody who's new. Okay, I don't want to hear this shit. I guess at this point I can really just go over characters. So the characters are really, yeah. So characters are really interesting and kind of weird. Dimitri, I can just like rush over characters quickly unless you have some characters that you're interested in, Mollie. Unless there are some like actually that capture your interest immediately, I can just kind of go over the cast a bit quickly. Which is my phone charging? 16. You can go over. I can go over my favorites. Okay, sweet. That'll be tight. So my favorite character is Sasquatch. Okay. Oh, you wanna? Okay. If you want to go over your characters, that's also fine. The characters that interest you, that is fine. I'll go over Shenko as well. Shenko. So, actually I'll go over Shenko because Shenko's the character that you said you wanted to show. If there's any other characters that come to your mind, let me know. That's fine. But basically, Shenko. Also, if you've noticed, you're fighting at the side of a building. This is a helicopter. And there's cars down the bottom that are going. So you're fighting at the side of a building. How cool is that? I just want to mention it because it's really neat. I don't really care about aesthetics in games, but when I saw that for the first time, I was like, oh my god. But basically, Shenko is a really... Oh, Jesus Christ. Shenko is a very unique character to Vampire, which doesn't say much, but every character in Vampire is really unique. But she is a very unique character. She has a bunch of stuff. She has these sort of buttons. If I could probably enable hitboxes. I can't be... Actually, you know what? I can put on hitboxes. Stop. Browse. Hitbox. CPS 2 hitboxes. That should be fine, I think. Ah, sweet! That works. Yeah, you're fucked. So, Shenko hitboxes are here. Shenko is a very unique and interesting character. She has, you know, the 6 runs everybody has, you know, whatever. She has some command normals, like this one. This kind of cool command normal. Does she have any other command normals? There's the big ass this one. She has this big ass slide. She doesn't have a crouching heavy kick sweep. She has a crouching heavy punch sweep. But that's really cool because she can chain it standing roundhouse like that, and kind of just poke it mid range with this and make her sweep a lot safer. So you can do stuff like that, which is really neat. She has a bunch of interesting and unique stuff. She has, first of all, I can put the mouse back. She has item throw. Item throw is there's this direction, and there's this direction. So This is, you know, these are standard fireball. You kind of use them to zone, not really. You use them more for like avoidance and stalling, more like, so you can get some life back and get some breathing space and trying to go back into neutral. So her movement is really interesting. I should have gone on movement before anything else. Her dash is really weird. It travels like that. As you can see, she's completely invincible as she's going through the thing. And like, we don't have enough time for command throws. Shut up! I don't have time to explain how command throws work because they're really convoluted and really weird. I mean, command throws are very simple to explain. You know, throws you can't take, but the way the trigger in VSAV is really weird and awkward, and for some command throws anyway. So I didn't want to go over that. So as you can see, her dash is completely invincible. You know, to part of it, obviously. You know, so you can phase through some things with it. It's really neat. Her backdash is kind of it's not great. It's not wet. It is what it is. It's kind of whatever. Her air mobility is really sick because she has an air dash. She has an air dash. If you're good, you can do instant air dashes, but I'm not very good. I play on Korean, so they give me some slack. So you know, you can dash in the air, which is really neat. She has really good mobility, really. She has the air dash over here. She can, you know, hit a button and then recover out of. And then she can backdash in the air as well. So, a lot of mix-ups in the air. She doesn't have a double jump. Only Boletta has a double jump, but not really that relevant. She has the item throw, which is really fun. She has Gong, which is kind of whatever. Is it the... I don't know if you know Camero, but like... do you know what the input is meant to be? Oh yeah, for air dash? Because I think it's upward. It's not upward, forward. Yeah, you can cancel your air dash by hitting back. Is it hitting back? Yeah, you can cancel it by hitting back, so it makes it a bit quicker. Is it? Yeah, upward? Yeah, I thought so. I guess I'm just really bad at it for some reason. With the backwards, it's a little quicker. I don't know. Keyboard is too good? Yeah. Keyboard is really good for this game. I play on stick, so, you know, I have nothing to say. Anyway. So her movement's really good. She has the item throw I've mentioned. Does she have anything else on the ground? That isn't Senpu because Senpu is really weird. She has the Gong. She can do Gong in the air. Can you do air dash Gong? Can you do air dash Gong? I don't know if you can. I think there is. Yeah, there you go. I think, no, that wasn't an air dash Gong. That was a regular Gong. I don't know if you can do air dash Gong, but whatever. It's part of her good mobility. You're doing it maybe wrong. Whatever. Shinko. Sure. Sweet. Whatever. So you can air dash into Gong, which is really neat, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a Shinko master, so I'm not gonna be explaining things very well. Camero probably knows her way better than I do. But I can go over some other things. She has Senpu Boot, which I finally hit tackle it. This is this move, which is really weird. The surfer looks kind of whack. It looks kind of janky. Go over that way. It looks kind of shitty, and it's like, well, what is this character doing? You can do it in the air. But you can cancel it. You can cancel wherever you're going with a kick. So you can do fake outs like this. You can oh jeez, the game kind of froze. You can do a bunch of movement stuff with this game in this character that's really cool. Oh jeez, go away. IPRS conflict. I'm trying to do Senpubu cancel air dash. This is really hard. Ah. Can you do it? Alright. There you go. You can probably do it on the ground. Even people can't do it in the air. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to Senpubu cancel and then air dash in the air. Oh, yeah, you can. I'm just probably doing it too high or something. I don't know. So you can like do really wacky stuff like that. So you're like kind of all over the place. It's really weird and janky. Yeah, I think that I just might be doing it too high or something. So really weird movement options. Senpubu. You have these items you can throw. So robust one Dylan is with change on it. Ah, there you go. That's the one I wanted. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, buddy. So basically, you can cancel that move at just about any point in your any point in your momentum. So you can use it for really cool movements. So you can like float like that. You can float that way. Very, very useful stuff. Like very, very fun stuff. And one other thing she's really known for is Tenreha. Got a first try. I'm pretty impressed. But Tenreha is a 1-bar super. This is probably where all your meter will go with Shinko if you want it. If like the way you should have it go. Tenreha. So that do. There we go. Trying to think of Tenreha. Tenreha is the first one is an overhead, so you have to. So you can go from a low to Tenreha, which is an overhead, which is really quick. Also, one thing I forgot to. Oh yeah, that's the coin sound, by the way. Oh, no more coins allowed. Too much money in the machine, feels bad. Jeez, that was kind of slow. That was kind of slow too. That was kind of slow again. That's really annoying. Jesus Christ. There's a way to do it really quick. There we go. There we go. Got it. That's a throw. That's just a regular throw. You don't get a combo out of it. Unless I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you don't get a combo. But anyway, the point is, this Tenreha is pretty much where all your meter will go for your pressure, because the fireballs the balls that come out, they're all like part of your block stun. They just continue your pressure. You can kind of go in. You can kind of do whatever you want after that. You can get back close and do more things. You can just, just annoy with crouching leg kicks. You can go for her command grab. You can go for her command grab. It's a pretty cool command grab. Switches sides. I don't know. It actually switches sides. That's actually nuts. So that's pretty cool. You can do that. Her regular throw is pretty. I see command grab used sometimes, not all the time. It's kind of weird. Sometimes, like if you want to keep them in the corner, you just do the regular grab. But if you're like in a janky situation where if you get a cross under, you can do it. You can do a command grab and put the bag in the corner. Anything else about this character that's not super basic? Oh, her Dark Force. I actually didn't explain Dark Force at all. So Dark Force is if you have 1 meter, at least 1 meter. If you have at least 1 meter, you can do a medium punch, medium. You can do any buttons, any like lights or mediums or heavies together, and you get a Dark Force. Dark Force is very unique per character. Every character has a unique one. Shinko's is she gets hyper armor, so she cannot be knocked down, and every button becomes really shitty sweep. I guess I don't know. Okay. So every button becomes her sweep like that, and or standing buttons become that. Wait, no, her standing buttons are the same, I guess. I guess I can do that. I don't know. But with every Dark Force, you have to remember that it's got a bit of a timer at the top, where it's got a timer over here. If the timer goes away, you're forced to deactivate it, but you can deactivate it normally as well. So with Shenko, it's a good defensive thing because it's one of the only few defensive options that she has that aren't just push block and guard cancel. Which her push block is, push block is fine, but her guard cancel is pretty bad, or not really that good. Like some characters have way better ones. So you will spend your meter on defense, mostly on Dark Force, so you can get your armor, and then her armor cannot be knocked out of like with sweeps or whatever. So you can go through a bunch of things that people will attempt to hit you with, and then you can go back to you can kind of go back to neutral, like if like I wake up Dark Force over here, and then get a knockdown, like, and then I just then I have to deactivate. But deactivation is kind of weird. So you see the talisman on her head. I'm gonna take off hitboxes for this. You see this talisman on her head like that. That talisman is actually her sister. So she's Lele or Shenko. Lele is her Japanese name, and she has a sister which I don't know the name of. But that sister is the talisman on her head to protect her from being insane. And she's let go of the sister, and now the sister is on the other side. And now, she's insane and she can go through people with super armor. But the sister has to come back to her head for her to finish with the Dark Force. So if the sister got activated over here, and I'm super far away, which I can be like this, like that, the talisman has to fly all the way from there to her head to come back. So it makes it one of the riskier Dark Force activations. So you have to kind of get it and then kind of just go back as quickly as you can, get some sort of pressure going, get some sort of knockdown, get a throw, push them away in any way, so you can get yours a safe deactivation. Otherwise, like, it's a really slow animation. It's not cancelable, and you get hit and you die. It feels bad, and you spent your 1 bar for nothing. So that's the basis of a Dark Force. It's one of a few defensive options. Anything else that's really basic with the character? Command grab, Dasher command grab is really good, like Camero said. Air buttons, can't think of any strong notable air buttons that are like super sticking out. This one's pretty good. Neutral medium punch. Air neutral medium punch is pretty good. Air forward. I don't know. I'm trying to think. All these are fine, really. Like, all of them do job to do. They don't have. She doesn't have like a. I guess outside of jumping KB, she doesn't have a. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I should put on hitboxes again. I can freeze frame by frame as well. This way lit. So. Fairly disjointed, and sticks there for a long time, and then you land. Feels good. Sounds pretty good. That one's not as good, obviously. That one's alright. That one's alright. That one's a pretty good area, actually. It looks pretty good. Especially like since it's a bit above. That one's pretty good as well. That one's pretty good as well. So I guess the hay punch is kind of shitty, but everything else is kind of fine. Standing attacks. This is pretty good. This one's actually. Let me see this more. I've always wondered about this. I'll go away. So it's actually not that good above. This is an anti-Sasquatch hop dash, I guess. I guess this is her ground anti-air, but it is what it is. It's not very good for that purpose. Like, in Vampire Saber, like, anti-airing from the ground is generally not super strong. Like, you can't really sit back and throw a fireball, and then wait for them to jump in an uppercut. It's not that kind of game, really. Because, one, the life regeneration doesn't allow that to be a strong tactic. And second, like, a lot of the jump-ins are kind of really dominant. Or if not, they have opponents have really good ways of baiting out jump-ins. So backdash then medium kick forward heavy punch. Oh yeah, my bad. Pretty good. But yeah, backdash and medium kick are pretty good. But forward heavy punch is kind of slow. I don't know. She has like, I guess she has the standard ones, I guess. Like nothing like overly dominant. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. It's kind of okay. It hits kind of high, so it's pretty good against characters with floaty jumps, I guess. This is Capcom syndrome where the button has basically the same animation for the most part. Trying to think of anything else that I'm forgetting. Super quick. I don't want to go over these right now. It's kind of weird. I guess I can show some of the things as soon as I get Kuma Statue. The items are random. I mean, they're not random. They're at a set. One of the. Okay, so this Kuma Statue. Can they get a stun item? Anytime now. Anytime now. Anyway, the point is there's one item in a bunch of the items that cycle through that is that gives a lot of that basically gives her stun. So like they get hit by it, they get stunned, and then you can get a combo out of it. One thing to note though is that this game does not have any dizzy or stun or anything like that, like Street Fighter games. So if you're getting hit, you just die when you get hit, like and you die. There's no more stun that's building up or anything like that, which is cool because this game did not need it. The game is fast enough as it is. And whatever, I dropped it. But yeah, she's like conceptually not that difficult. She's got a bunch of weird, really quirky character. That's really what it is. If you would want to start with Shenko, I wish you the best of luck because he's a really difficult character to get used to. Because a lot of the weird quirks, like getting used to doing the light kick, medium punch, Tenreha input is kind of awkward. Just getting used to the bunch of different movement options, the invincible dash, the aerial mobility with the Senkubu. But she's a very rewarding character. That's the thing in V7 is that every character in this game is very rewarding once you get really good with the character. So if you want to have fun with the game, then there's no reason not to start with Shinko. Like especially if you want to get Sam to play with you as well, that'd be fun. Just mess around with at times. But as far as like actually really good new characters goes, Sasquatch is really easy to start with. Talbane is fairly easy to start with. I think Talbane is probably easier than Sasquatch. Because Sasquatch you have to get used to the short hop input, and if you're not used to that sort of input, you kind of get awkward about a bit. QB is conceptually very easy. It's got a few execution hurdles at the start, like the air dash stuff. Dimitri is very easy, but he's not very good, so it is what it is. Oh jeez. Belletta or Baby Bunny Hood, not recommended. Felicia's pretty easy, yeah. Bishaman's very hard. Anikaris is very hard. Because Anikaris sucks. Lilith is kind of easy, kind of not. Rico is kind of not that easy, but I don't know. He's really cheesy, especially at low level. If you learn to do the unblockable loop, it's kind of cheesy. I'll give you more. Morrigan again, like kind of easy, but not worth it. I mean, like I say that, but like you can have fun with just about anybody. But it just some characters have a higher starting ground for some characters. Lord Raptor would not recommend starting out with that character. I think Talbane is a character everybody should start with, really, because he's a really simple character, and he's got a bunch of really cheap, easy shit. Except for Moment Slice, but you can ignore Moment Slice. How's your Sasquatch? I'm glad you asked. Let's check that out. Okay, Sasquatch, my main in this game. Whenever it's done finishing. So Sasquatch is a dumb big boy. He's got really strong buttons in neutral. He's got one of these. I can show the hitbox. He's got, he's got one of these, the stop sign. It stops a bunch of crap in this game. Probably a little too much crap in this game. That's the penultimate ground button you'll be using. Everybody has a Sasquatch, yeah. It's Sasquatch's not that hard to get. Like, as soon as he learned the short hop input, which I'll go over in a little bit, he's very easy to be like, oh yeah, you just do a bunch of these shit things. He's got really strong hitboxes. He's got, jumping airbox is pretty good. He's got one of these strong jumpings, which is really good because he often selects it with air throw a bunch, and he has the biggest air throw in the game for whatever reason. So he'll land this, and he'll just win. And he'll be like, ha 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 ha. And then, that is what it is. I should move the mouse out. He's got a good ground projectile. Not really. He's got ES Tower, which is it's a really good move. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a really good move. It's his main get off me tool. Spends meter for it, but it's a really good knockdown. And then he can tech chase after it. He can set up a tech chase You can set up a tech chase. You can set up a tech chase if you're not bad. Jesus Christ. I am so bad at this for some reason. There you go. He can set up a take just like that. He can get up in your face. He's got really strong mix-up. So he can do this chain, and then, if you tech roll, he can catch your tech whichever way you go. And then he gets to do this again. And then he'll hit you again, and then he'll do this again. And then you'll get up again, and then he'll hit you again, and you've lost the round. I can show you how quickly this character can end rounds. Ah, jeez. No! Maximum power and infinite energy off. Sweet. That's my first up. Ah, jeez. And second, and third, and they're dead off the fourth one, and then one, and then two, and then three, and then four. If you do the overhead one, it kills earlier because overhead does more damage, and you've lost. Like, it's honestly not that hard to get these sequences on people. I've landed sequences like that a little too many times to be like, this character's kind of dumb. Oh jeez, I dropped it. Command center combo. I'm getting to that in a bit. Hold your horses, buddy. I'm getting to that. Yeah. Haitani, one of the best Makoto players in Third Strike, plays Sasquatch in this game, so it is what it is. His mobility is kind of weird. He doesn't really have anything in the air that no double jump, no air dash or whatever. His ground dash is kind of weird. He's got this awkward hop. It's slow hop. His ground walk is alright. It's not great. It's not bad. It's average or below average. I don't know. I know it's I'll get to that. Hold your horses, buddy. I don't know. But you can short hop and what was I gonna say? I forgot entirely. You can short hop and then you can do a hopping dash and then cancel it into normals. I'm just joking. It's okay. But he can do this, dashing attacks. But then they're all overheads, by the way. But he can do this, which is quick. I think I counted this to be 14 frames, maybe faster. I don't know. You can do faster with jab. But basically, there's no feasible way to just react to this as opposed to just react to this. And you just get hit and you get knocked down, and then you eat a bunch of damage, and you get knocked down in the same sweep. And then he can do it again, and then he kills you. So that's really, really good. And to top it all off, he's got, this throw, which is fine. He knocks you down. If you take this throw, he's plus on block, he's plus, by the way, which is, lit. So So you can just keep doing this, and if you try to tech it, he gets one of these. He gets one of these, and if you jump in, and then he hits you with that, and then you land in the same mix-up, and then he throws you again. And then he kills you off like 8 throws. Or, if you were blocking and he was like, you know what, this guy is just gonna block. He's blocked my mix-up more than once. I'm just gonna grab him. And you can, if you're not bad. Okay, if you're not me. Ah, jeez. Jeez. This is hard to do for me. I don't practice it enough. Jeez. Ah. Ah, not bad. I'm just doing it in the corner, screw it. I'll do it in the corner, it's way easier in the corner. So if you get grabbed in the corner... Oh jeez. You get 50%! Shut up! I don't practice this combo enough. Because I'm really lazy. I never go for command grabs because I'm not a cheap player, I play a fair and honest Sasquatch. I don't play a cheap Sasquatch. That's all I'm gonna say. But basically, like he does a bunch of damage. He has really strong mix-up. Like Camero was saying, like Shenko and Raptor have like they have it's like strong. They have decent mix-up. They have strong tools everywhere. Sasquatch is designed to have really strong mix-up and really good damage. The damage he's getting off these chains, like some characters have to do really hard links to get that sort of damage. Like do a short hop button, jab, and then hold up forward and do a roundhouse. It's sometimes. This I saw this cross up. On a crouching opponent. I thought it was really funny. Like they were crouching, and I got the jab into. I just did roundhouse, and it just crossed me out. It just crossed them out. That was really sick. Ooh, this is kind of neat. I'll try that. I mean, obviously not here. I'll try that over here. Yeah, that's neat. It's a big cross-up button. I'll go over the buttons in a little bit, in a bit more detail. So basically, TLDR is a really strong, hard-hitting character that does a bunch of damage and has, kind of okay mobility. Not the greatest mobility, I'll say. No, but okay, nothing really like Shenko. Shenko's mobility is kind of crazy, but his mobility is alright. But he's got really strong buttons and just an amazing amount of damage. And like very simple. He's a very heavy boy indeed. Yep. So his buttons, his jumping, standing buttons, like standing jab is alright. This is, flick. It's a really good tick. Like he just kind of like hits you a bunch like that. And like he can take that into command grab. He can go into lows off that. If you're looking for like push block or god cancel baits, crouching jab and standing jab are the ones that he's going to be using a lot. Standing leg kick doesn't really have a great amount of use. Crouching leg kick or crouching jab, standing jab for the most part interchangeable. You'll need crouching jab against QB because QB is what it is. Crouching leg kick is his main low starter, and it leads to his chain that up close works every time. And then you get one of those. His standing medium punch, like I said, the god button. Crouching medium punch, I like this button more every time I use it because it actually works in a lot of situations, and his crouching hitbox makes it so that sometimes it just works in situations where standing medium punch sometimes loses. So you just hit that button sometimes else, and you go, alright. Standing medium kick, it's kind of whatever. I don't really see a lot of people use it. Crouching medium kick is this other low. You can like delay it like that, kind of. You know, sort of. It's kind of weird. Standing heavy punch, the god button. It's really it's probably too good up close. I'll say that. Because if they're trying to jump to avoid your ground throw, you just hit this button, it comes out. And you know, if they're on the ground, you just get a grab. It's pretty cool. Crouching heavy punch, you use it in the corner sometimes for resets like that. I should set them up in the corner again. Oh yeah, one weird thing about his dash is his dash doesn't push the opponent. So that's it's sometimes good for mix-up, sometimes it's not, but you know, it is what it is. So like people will sometimes do these sort of resets to disallow the other player from ticking, to like be landed on the ground so they can't ground tick. That's really useful to have. Standing heavy kick goes over lows at times. I'll do it on wake up sometimes because people will hit crouching leg kick on wake up and I'll just go over it. It's really funny. Crouching heavy kick is just sweep. You don't really use it for much else. You use it for range, if anything. That's all his standing buttons. Jumping buttons. Jumping jab is probably... It's actually underrated how good this button is. It's really good. Jumping leg kick and medium kick are good air-to-airs. They hit basically where you think they hit. Except medium kick has a little less priority in terms of like the hitbox is a bit bigger than the hitbox. But the leg kick is a bit more priority, and you can change from the leg kick to medium. So most of the time you just use light and you change to medium anyway. Unless you're like looking for damage, in which case you like jump back medium kick, and it'll hit like at this range sort of deal. Some people can't jump out. Jumping medium punch is your main jump in button because first of all it chains like that. It also option selects the air throw a bunch of times, and his biggest air throw in the game lets him get insane air throws, like idiot air throws at times. Jumping heavy punch it's kind of a douchey button. It's not great. You just kind of just do it sometimes. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna knock him down, and then you just kill him. It's not very useful otherwise. Jumping medium kick, like I said, it's good air to air. It's got good range as well to like intercept people at this sort of range. Like if they're looking to stick out something over here, you just hit them, or you do it with something like kick as well. Doesn't really, you know, whichever one you like it. Yeah, backdash, jumping heavy punch is a really good meter builder. You can just do this. It's really hard to challenge as well. People just kind of like throw this out a bunch and go, oh yeah, I can just build meter with this. I'll go over the specials as well. Which, yeah. Jumping heavy kick, it's 2 hits. It's cross-ups at times. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like over there it's crossed up, over there it hit twice. You know, sometimes it'll hit once and sometimes it won't. And then you go for a mix-up. It's really cool. Big fan. But yeah, that's the basis of his gun and air buttons. Like I said, they're not very complicated. They're very simple in the way they work. His specials, most of his specials are not that useful. Some of them are really good. Ice breath is alright. You just kind of, you know, throw this out. It reflects projectiles. I think it reflects or absorbs projectiles. I don't remember anymore. It's not very good in the Lele matchup, obviously. But like against Dimitri, sometimes he's gonna do it to throw it out. Why not? Different. Yeah, like he's not very like Lele is a lot more. I've got these bunch of different tools that I use in different situations. I got these normals that do these things. Sometimes with these things, other times I just go. What up? I got this big ass palm right here. I got this big ass button right here. I got this big ass button right here. I got this cute little button right here. You know, I don't need much else. It's a very simplistic character. So ice breath. I think it absorbs projectiles. I'm not quite sure anymore. It either absorbs or reflects, but it doesn't really matter because it's his main it's his quote unquote projectile. It's the tool he uses to deal with projectiles. In situations where he just doesn't jump over them or whatever. Any more useful specials? I mean, the command grab is really useful. Love the command grab. His is one of the few command grabs that will always whiff if you input it. Gong reflects, that just breaks him. Okay, yeah. So this is absorbs projectiles. Just goes through it, does nothing. It builds meter scarily well. You see, like, Jesus Christ. Command grab obviously really good. Half circle back, medium punch or heavy punch. Guard cancel. Oh, yeah, I was gonna go over that. Guard cancel. So he has this deep dragon punch with kick move, this spinny kick thingy. Generally not very good. And it killed, so you know, that's what it is. Cheat. I'll just put on life again. Sweet. So this is his, you know, kick thingy. It's not very good meterless because it's kind of negative on hit. It's not very good, but it's his main guard cancel, so you'll do this sometimes with a lot of pressure. Because you know, Sasquatch is not very good at. He doesn't have like an uppercut, so he can't really deal with pressure, you know, super well. So if you're stuck in pressure and you can't really, if you want to get a guard cancel out, you get this one out. But most of the time, if you have meter, I actually forgot about ESI Tower. I'll go over that in a bit as well. In pressure, I'll do one of these, you know, because it does a bunch of damage. On guard cancel moves do half the damage they normally would, but even still, this does an amazing amount of damage. It's really good as a guard cancel. It's pretty quick, decent hitbox. Hits pretty much everywhere. It's really hard to low profile, which is a problem with a lot of the other guard cancels in the game. What else was I gonna say about this? You also use it in combos. I turned off damage so you can't see it, but it does a ton of damage in combos. And this is where a fair amount of your meter will be going on offense. So like, if you think that they have like not that much life left, you just get a command grab. And you get like one of these combos that I dropped. You get one of these and that just kills them. You know, you're Gucci. So that's your main damage dealer in combos. It doesn't get that much good Okizeme pressure because they can, for the most part, take away and you can't really catch it advantageously. But the sweep one lets you. But that's the difference, you know. You pick the damage over the Okizeme or the wake up pressure. You got Ice Tower, regular Ice Tower. It is what it is. It's kind of eh. So it's not really great. You kind of just does this. You know, it's nothing to write home about. This thing though, definitely write home about this. It's so dumb. It's incredibly dumb. It's this main anti-zoning tool. It costs 1 bar, so you know it is what it is. But this stops so much crap. It's actually unbelievable. I think the startup is you know, it's not actually invincible, but it's his main anti-air. That he will use to kind of just blow people away from him, like just get off me with this, you know. It'll knock them away. You get a tech chase set up. If you're not bad, there you go. You get a pursuit afterwards, and then you kind of go back to doing your own thing. And because his pressure is mix up and knockdown, all that stuff builds up meter fairly quickly. You'll have it a lot more often than you think. Unless you're getting zoned out, in which case you kind of don't, but then you can kind of just do one of these, and you get some meter back there. Jesus Christ. That's that. There's other specials that are kind of useless. Actually, there's like this one of these, kind of whatever. You got the big punch. You can hold the big punch, and it'll, you know, be a bigger punch. Who gives a shit? Nobody uses it. And he's got a 360 with kick, which you would hope that this was actually his command grab that he would use, but you know, they gave him a combo command grab, so that's cool. This is his other command grab, but he never uses. That's cool. That's cool. Anyway, shitty command grab. I mean, shitty for him. For other characters, it'd be godlike. But yeah, those are his specials. His specials outside of ES Ice Tower, which you'll be using a fair amount, and Breath, which you'll be using to build meter or destroy projectiles. You don't really use his specials that much. You kind of just like use his big ass normals, like over here. Which is why I really like him, because he's really simple. Really, like, I don't have to think too hard about having 50 tools that I have to use in a certain way. I just know I have 4 tools, they all work really well in a bunch of situations, and I can kind of just throw them out. So that's really fun. That's kind of the big thing about him that I really like, as opposed to other characters in this game. He's a little bit of effort, as little effort as you can have in Vampire Savior. because you have to learn to do the short hop. If you're not very consistent with it, then you're missing out on damage, and you're missing out on some combos. You have to learn like this combo, which even I drop it sometimes. I'm uber super duper lazy with this. But for the most part, he uses like big normals for things. I can go over some of his supers, but they kind of suck. So he's got, like I said, I'm a fire in my laser. It's kind of shitty. Whatever. It's a big hitbox, I guess. I don't know. Nobody gives a shit. He's got 720. If I can land a 720. There you go. There you go. 720. Actually, I should show how much damage it does. There you go. Down to 720. Kind of whatever damage. He can get that much damage up for a regular command grab combo. Yeah, probably even more. I don't know. It's not very good. He has his really janky super of half circle forward start. Puts out a banana right there. If you've ever played Street Fighter 5, Birdie, it's kind of a similar thing, except he doesn't need meter for it, and both characters can get tripped over it. And that's cool. You're like, it is what it is. It's kind of whack. Is my chat still working? I don't know if my chat's working. I should go back into the thingy. See if my chat works. Oh, there's gonna be an ad here. No! No, ad, go away. Okay, sweet. Whatever. The most interesting super that he has is half circle forward with double kick. It's kind of weird the way it works. It's a ground command grab that like reaches really far-ish, but he can react to it and he can just jump. It's super weird. It's a lot more cheesy than you think it is. It's not very that good. But on occasion, people will jump into it and just like look like idiots. So sometimes you'll land and you'll be like ha ha ha, and you'll land it. But for the most part, it's not very useful. You'll maybe see it once every Kumite or whatever, once every like big set or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe even then. It's not very good. But basically, like I said, Sasquatch not very complicated. He's got big button. This button's really big. This button's really big. He uses his big buttons to force people to either get in the air, where he can, he has really good air to airs, which he can use with this, or he's got this really big button, or if they're stuck on the ground just blocking, he can use his short hop pressure to get in and do a bunch of damage in 2 mix-ups. The term vortex is very applicable, because everything leads into the same thing over and over and over. Like everything leads into the sweep. Or just about everything anyway. Or it just kills them anyway. But like everything leads into sweep, then you like do thingy, and then you go into combo and another sweep, and then you go combo and another sweep, and they just die. So that's the thing about the character that is really simple. Is that Dimitri? You might be thinking of actually, is it? No, I'm thinking of the other one. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. But anyway, the point is, simple character, does a bunch of damage, and really cheap, and really simple, and not very executionally difficult. That's the basis of Sasquatch. I can go over some other characters. I can show that Dimitri super. It's cool. I'll set up the script. Please script should be fine. Is it this? No. Yeah, that's that one. Midnight Bliss. Come on, baby. He's got like, I don't know. Other characters, he makes them kind of weird. Dimitri tree. Let me see what he does here. He turns Dimitri into a girl, as you see. He turns... Actually, I don't know what he does to Sasquatch. I want to know. He turns me into a cosplay Sasquatch, which is cool. So like Sasquatch is an actual like Sasquatch, you know, because Vampire Savior is weird. But then he turns her into a jeez. I should just turn off the script, it's kind of blocking everything in the way. So SMT is done. He turns me into a cosplay Sasquatch with a banana over here, and you know, cute girl, not gonna lie. But and then you know, and then he just kills me, and then I'm dead, and then I'm actual Sasquatch. He is not Barney. You will not ruin my fanfiction. Do not do this. Yeah. I want to know what he does to Talbane, because now I'm really curious. I've actually never seen the super very often. No, he turns her into a... He turns Sasquatch into a girl with a suit. He's not actually a girl with a suit. He turns Talbane back into his original thing that he wasn't with the... Like, he turned... Because Talbane's a werewolf, because he's the big bad wolf. And then he turns Talbane back into a human. And then, you know, he sucks the blood out of them or whatever, and then kills them. It's cool. And then, you know, they come to fight again. It's neat. I want to see what he does to Lilith. What the hell? Is that Maiden Gun? Cute girl that sleeps, feels good. Can you get more desirable than Morgan? I like a Sasquatch and I go, yeah, you can. You know? You look at Sasquatch and you go, look at Morgan, you look at Sasquatch. You're like, which one do I want? Which one do I want? Makes you think. Makes you think. That's all I want to say about that. I want to see what it is to Riku. If you have any other character like things that you want me to explain. Oh wow, he turns her into a mermaid. That's like kind of neat. Otherwise, like I can, I don't know. Probably want to make some food or something. I don't know. Wait, does he? Oh yeah, in the character portrait, yeah. What does it do to Kiwi? Kiwi is really cool as well, but I'm not gonna talk about Kiwi. Cause Sketch came over at one point, like when he came to First Blood, he destroyed me. I was like, I'm not a fan. Oh, I become a nurse. That's neat. That's cool, I guess. I don't care. What do you do to Bisherman? I actually want to do this. This is freeze like that. What are you doing? Is this something with OBS or something? Oh, I got the stage. The stage is really weird. This woman in the back, it's kind of freaky. Game freezing again. It's really annoying why it's doing. It turns Bisherman into... What the hell? Is this Sailor Moon? Oh, that's not Sailor Moon. Come on. But it's weird. I want to see what this woman does, because this always really interesting to me. Oh, I get banned from Twitch. I don't know. That stage is really weird. It's really open looking stage. There's a bunch of stages like that. Actually, I haven't gone over a lot of the stages. I should, and actually I can't show them because the scripts break, the emulation breaks. It's really annoying. If there's any other characters, Victor's really easy, but he's really bad, but he's really easy. At low level anyway. Once people get good, it's like, oof, how do I get in? Yes, I got Victor. Big ass butt, babe. Trying to think if there's any other things I can think about this game. Did he seriously stick his nose into his hand? He sticks a finger in his nose as he's doing the crouching like Jesus Christ. This game. 360. Really struggling to think if there's anything that I'm missing over here. Jesus Christ, this picture skill. And this is freezing a lot, so I'm probably gonna just stop it. Okay. Tech and tech. I'll show you 3. Yeah. It's not even like Victor does any more damage. It's like he does the same damage as everybody, and then he just sucks. And they're like, why? This is one of the more aesthetically pleasing Capcom games. Yeah, this is, I think, for my money, this and Third Strike are the best looking Capcom games. Because both their art styles are so good, and just so like not lifeless, the opposite of lifeless. I can't think of the word. But they're really good to look at, you know. They're really good to just watch at times. As for high-level matches, you can look at Evo Vampire Savior is pretty good most of the time. Combo Breaker Vampire Savior is pretty good most of the time. Oh yeah, Lively, yes, that's the word. Thank you. What other matches are there? Like you have to go to, you can go to, I think Judgment Day is the one. Judgment Day is pretty good. I don't know where you would find it. It's the main Japanese tournament. There's that. There's Devil's Playground. It's one of those two. There's one of those two is a singles tournament. One of them is a team tournament. The team tournament is always fun to watch. I can't think of anything else. Most of the time, if you just Google it, you'll find something. You'll find like Judgment Day 5. I think Rotanibor posts that. Oh yeah, Rotanibor also posts some. Like his weeklies and stuff. So Rotanibor would be Rotanibor Strains Local Vampire Savior YouTube.com/Rotanibor. That guy's pretty good. The matches that he has oftentimes are pretty good to watch. Trying to think of anything else about Vampire. There's Arcade Legacy. There's a bunch of things you can find on YouTube. As far as actual detailed, really good guides, Mizumi Wiki. Mizumi Wiki is the one you should be reading if you want to read more about this game. It's got a lot more stuff than I went over. A lot more esoterics, a lot more details, a lot about different characters. Actually, I'm on phone, so I can't really look that up. But I'm trusting Camero's word. He's got like people to watch and stuff. A bunch of Japanese streamers, or like, and not streamers, but people have their own like YouTube channels where they post a lot of tech and all the time. Hosogawa Sasquatch is pretty good a lot of the time. You can find some things. But the game's pretty fun. The game is pretty fun. I'm a massive fan of the game. I just wish I had a scene for it, and I wish I didn't just have to rely on NetPlay to get games. But it is what it is. I will probably put this on YouTube because why not? And after this, I'll probably not stream it. But I'll definitely like upload more Skullgirls analysis videos that I do. Oh yeah, Camero, I saw you sub to my YouTube. I really appreciate that, buddy. Most of the time, I don't do vampire content. I sometimes do vampire task stuff, which is I do task stuff for like a lot of the old games. The games that I have over here, I'll do tasks for it because it's really funny at times to do idiot tests and setups and situations. But most of the time, nowadays at the very least, I'm mostly uploading Skullgirls content, like analysis. Or maybe do a stream about me going to training mode once in a while. But for the most part, I just like do analysis stuff most of the time nowadays. Go over stuff, help the local scene. If it's if it catches your eye, then feel free to tune in. It's most of the time it's like 40 minutes ish analysis. This is pretty fun to do. I really can't think of anything else. If you have any questions about Vampire Molly, you can just ask me on Twitter, or I don't know if you have my Discord or not, but I'll be available like wherever you can find me. Ask about the game. If you can get some sort of netplay setup going, 5K is the one to be looking for, and then you can find ROMs for it fairly easily just online, or I can just link it to you. But that pretty much is gonna cover it. I'm gonna get some lunch, and then I'm gonna go play some games with like actual people outside. And maybe I'll do a random stream sometime soon. I don't know. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Oh yeah, I did send you 5K. That's yeah. Um, but yeah, thanks for tuning in. Shoutouts to Camero for tuning in. And I'll catch everybody next time.